In early summer, we decided to go back for a quick trip to one of our favorite areas in Oregon, the Ochoco National Forest. Our friends Keith and Babette from Boone Overland joined us this time, and we are excited to explore more of this wild and beautiful part of our home state. My name is Stefan, and this is Bronc Riding. We have returned to our favorite national forest in Oregon, the Ochoco National Forest. And it's early June. We have a ton of wildflowers here. This is just my absolute favorite forest slash mountainous area here. Beautiful Ponderosa trees everywhere, Ponderosa pines, and then all these open meadows with tons of wildflowers. What a rewarding trip! So we're really glad we came back. It's such a beautiful area here, and tons and tons and tons of trails to choose from. So we are going through all sorts of different areas here. Some parts are pretty easy to drive, some parts are a bit more challenging, but nothing impossible to do. So we're glad that we're back here, and I can't wait to see more of that trail. We found a great camp spot that looked out over a beautiful meadow. Shortly after setting up camp, we've noticed that another group of campers decided to set up camp not even 200 feet from us. I thought that was quite odd, since there are plenty of camp spots in this area and the Ochocos were everything but busy. Maybe these guys had a good reason to camp so close to us, but it was still a little strange. Nevertheless, we didn't let that bother us and enjoyed our dinner and our beautiful camp spot. Now we're making lamb chops tonight, and we check them out. They are slightly different in size. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge to cook those, but we'll figure this out.
Want wine?
Yes, please.
Dogs and sauerkraut, beans, easy peasy.
It is early enough in the season that fire bans were not in place yet. And we were fortunate to find some deadfall in our campsite, which made for super convenient firewood. I hope it's not too wet. pinstripes like crazy.
Yeah.
And did this come with it too, like that?
The vertical ones, they're there. The Ochoco Mountains are located in central Oregon. The forest is dominated by Ponderosa pine and is quite a bit less dense than the forests of Oregon's west side, which I think makes it incredibly beautiful. And here's a little known fact. According to the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, the Ochocos are supposedly the home for some wolverines, which are quite unusual here in the western United States. But no worries, on this trip we have not encountered one of those. As we climbed up higher into the mountains, we came across an area that had previously burned and had a lot of debris from previous logging operations. After a while, I had noticed a strange sound that came from underneath the car, and it turned out that it was a twisted branch that got stuck in some part of the skid plates. So we stopped and we moved it and then continued on this trail up on top of the Ochocos. So we are on the trail today with our friends Keith and Babette from Boone Overlanding, and it's been a great trip so far. But we ran into a little bit of a communications issue with my Midland MXT 275. It worked great in the past, and then it starts to have some issues where every time I try to talk on it, the other guys can't hear me at all. So I have to reset the radio all the way to factory reset, then it works for a little while and it dies again. So if any of you guys have any good ideas what may cause that, otherwise it's a great radio, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So that's probably something that has to be fixed. So thank goodness we got a replacement, or we got a backup system with us. So the Baofeng is a great backup radio for communication. So in that case, if you have one of those, make sure you have at least something else as a backup, because these things can fail. After the trip, I investigated the radio problem a little more, and I did find the issue. It turns out that a screw inside the antenna connector was not tight all the way, which did cause the intermittent connections. So, on future trips, I will be making sure to check all my connections prior to hitting the trails. You never know if something came loose over time, especially on those rocky trails.
You got tons of room on this side. Tons. Good shape.
On some parts of the trail, there were quite a few large trees down, and there were some pretty tight bypasses to get around it. With a little spotting of our rigs, we fit through just fine, but I can imagine that this could be quite challenging for a full-size truck.
Driver?
It was a beautiful afternoon, and we decided to look for camp a little earlier to relax and to enjoy the beautiful weather. On its southern side, the Ochocos are bordering the high desert, and we were hoping to find a place that had a great view of the sky for some stargazing at night. And after a little while, we found a great spot right at the edge of the forest next to the open desert, literally the best of both worlds. It's been a few days since the last rain, and the trails are quickly becoming incredibly dusty down here in the lower elevations. Last season, the Ochocos have been hit pretty hard by wildfires, and we can only hope that this year won't be quite so bad. Although we have not have a fire ban in place quite yet, it is probably not far off now. The Ochoco National Forest in Central Oregon is one of the state's hidden gems. What makes this place so remarkable is not only its quiet beauty, but the sharp transition at its edges. The transition is dramatic. One moment, you're deep in the pines, winding through cool mountain trails. Then, almost instantly, the trees fall away and the landscape opens up into wide open desert. It's a striking reminder of how truly diverse Oregon's landscape can be. Driving across this open desert brings a different kind of beauty. Vast, uncluttered, and wide open. For many, and certainly for us, this is at the very heart of overlanding. The Ochocos edge is more than a boundary between a forest and a desert. It is a meeting point of two worlds and an invitation to explore them both. So we just left our camp for our second night in the Ochocos, and we found a beautiful place in this amazing area here, which is switching between desert and forest all the time. So we were right on the edge of the forest and the edge of the desert, which was beautiful. So we had the best of both worlds. Only downside is this time of the year, early June, the mosquitoes are really in action. So we have to do a little bit, put some stuff on ourselves so we don't get so bitten so much. But that was a small price to pay for being in such a beautiful area all by ourselves. There's something liberating about heading out with no plans, no reservations. Just the open road and the unknown ahead. Trips like these remind us that adventure doesn't have to be scripted. The sense of exploration, of discovering what is around the next bend, is hard to put into words. We are truly fortunate that public lands here remain accessible by vehicle. That motorized access allows us to cover more ground and to reach places that we might otherwise never see. It allows us to experience the vastness of these landscapes in a way that connects us deeply with them. We believe that overlanding's power lies in its freedom. The harmonious blend of spontaneity, exploration, and the vast open spaces. Yeah, this trail has been really interesting so far. I thought it's just going to be a connecting trail to take us to the next town, but it's really fun. All sorts of areas here were with ruts and trees and water crossings, and the area changes all the time, which is really cool. We go from deserty type stuff and through down rivers and forests and really everything. So this area is just a fun place to go overlanding, and we will come back, that's for sure. Thank you for joining us on another fun adventure in the Ochoco Mountains. We love coming back here. I feel we are always discovering something new, which makes this such a great area. Thank you for watching. See you on the trail.